Hello and welcome back here. The director of Suicide Squad David Ayer discussed the true issues facing both the latest MCU films and the last DCEU movies, which are both having trouble at the box office. After considerable behind-the-scenes editing to retool the film in an attempt to capture a lighter tone to distinguish it away from Zack Snyder's previous releases, Ayer's brief stay in the old Warner Bros. Superhero series is one of notoriety. Despite being a box office success when it first came out, the film's uneven tone, rambling narrative, and poor directing finally led critics to mock it. During an interview, Ayer was asked what guidance he would provide to someone wishing to be in the superhero film industry. The director of Suicide Squad finally bemoaned that many of the problems with the last DC and MCU films had been caused by a lack of proper creative visions and studio oversight, feeling that there is an amazing new generation of storytellers who can put the genre back on track after jokingly telling them to run. He said, "I think it's like anything else. It's character, right? A lot of superhero movies these days have been really jokey and really kind of silly, and I think we've got to go back to the roots where it was always stories about fixing the world. It was always stories about outsiders that have always been rejected by society who no matter what, have got good hearts and are going to try to fix things. I think there's an amazing new generation of storytellers, there's a lot of new tools out there. And really, they just need permission to tell their stories." The DCEU was off to a rough start even before Ayer joined the team. Man of Steel and Batman v Superman were heavily lambasted for attempting to hurry their preparations for the Justice League movie in a bid to catch up to the MCU. Suicide Squad served as a precursor to the problems that WB began to oversee more closely in an attempt to bring the films closer to the popularity and tone of the Disney-owned series, which ultimately led to the franchise's demise. Justice League gained notoriety for its mid-production reshoots that softened the film's tone and turned it into an uneven jumble that turned off both reviewers and viewers. On the other side, even with Kevin Feige's guidance, the MCU got off to a great start by letting the creative teams tell their own tales while only enforcing a few rules to build up the future for each film. However, in more recent times, the series has started to suffer under the weight of the world-building it has established with the past as well as from its attempts to concentrate on moving the plot forward with the next two Avengers films. Rather than being the next great enemy in the backdrop, Kang the Conqueror has been the focus of several of its recent releases, including both seasons of Loki and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, in which he was vanquished. James Gunn's impending DCU reboot certainly didn't help ignite interest in characters like The Flash, Blue Beetle, Shazam and Aquaman, as it was unclear how significant they would be to the next franchise's canon, but Ayer's belief that taking a step back and allowing storytellers to retain their own visions might be necessary for getting the genre back on track, as the genre is becoming oversaturated and studio oversight feels more and more evident with each new release. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.